Pains me to say it, but Governor Evers gets a huge win today. We see that a map that was drawn by him is going to be adopted by the legislature per the request of the state Supreme Court. If you read the opinion of the Supreme Court, they did state the obvious, which is it's job of the legislature to actually draw the maps. It's not the job of the court, which is what we're going to do today. So I think if you would have told people 10 years ago, 10 months ago, that we were going to be adopting Governor Evers' maps as he drew them, they would have said that's a huge win for those who think, even though I disagree, that our current maps need to be changed. So as I said, I think it was a month ago, sometimes, especially when you've been in the minority for so long, it's hard to know when to take a win. This is one of those very clear examples where Governor Evers gets to take a huge win. When he ran for office in 2018, when he ran for re-election in 2022, one of the major things that he said is he wanted maps that were, in his mind, fair. Well, I can't think of ones that would be any fairer than ones that are drawn by the governor and his own team himself. So whether we like it or not, Wisconsinites hopefully will have new maps in November, ones that I think Republicans will still be very competitive on, albeit the legislature will be up for grabs. We will have the ability to decide if we want to go toward the direction of Minnesota and Michigan with high taxes, high regulation, and people fleeing the state, or we want to stay in the direction that we're heading in Wisconsin, where we have the ability to have a lower tax burden, a lower regulatory touch, and still a historically good economy for Wisconsin. So I'm optimistic. I think that today is the end of a long, expensive journey for the taxpayers of Wisconsin. We don't need to have this lawsuit continue. We actually get to, by voting yes, say that we now stop spending the money on the governor's side to argue the maps are unconstitutional, and on the legislature side saying that we're going to defend them. That's a win from both sides' perspective. We get to have maps that we all run on and we know what they are. So we have the ability to go out and talk to our current and our new constituents and tell them that we are here to serve them, like we have been for the past year and a half, and hopefully we will for the future. So the vote is easy today. We rarely get something. I heard the minority leader earlier today talk about all the good bipartisan bills that we have done this session, and she's right. We have done a ton of good bipartisan bills. This is another one of those to add to the list. Maps drawn by a liberal Democrat governor, passed by a conservative legislature, probably one of the first times in the nation. And that should be something that we're all proud of. Now, I know that some have been trying to throw last-minute roadblocks up and sand in the gears to somehow say that this is a legal strategy. And I don't often quote from super-duper liberal lawyers, but I'm going to do that just real quick. Permission to read from a printed document.
Without objection.
Quote, this is from Doug Polland, who was actually part of the team that sued on the maps. And he said, quote, "Who exactly has this concern in saying that there's going to be future litigation? People really think that if the GOP-controlled legislature and Dem governor agree on legislation adopting new districts, that a federal court challenge will undo that? On what theory? It sounds like someone that doesn't want the litigation to end." Well, I guess if you're a lawyer making tons of money off of this, like it sounds like the people arguing are, they don't want it to end because they want to have the taxpayers continue to pay their legal fees instead of having Democrats work with Republicans to get a map that we can run on this fall. So the vote is easy. It gets to be bipartisan. It gets to be something where the Democrat governor gets to say he got a huge win and that the Republicans were unsuccessful in stopping his efforts. Congratulations to Governor Evers, and now I hope all of us will show that bipartisanship does exist in the Capitol, that we all get to vote green on passage of Governor Evers' maps.